Hello. All right, we've got a Motivation Monday that is being filmed on Wednesday because I have had so many things going on. Working behind the scenes on, personal growth advent calendar that is starting on Friday. So if you have not signed up for that yet, it's 21 days of free gold every single day in your inbox. You receive an email with a short, digestible video, a new tool, a practice that is there to support you in living your best life and in thriving. And it's amazing. And I was just finishing up yesterday with all the videos and so freaking excited to share it with you. The link is below. Definitely check it out. And we're starting on Friday. So I'm super excited. Have been working on that for the last few days. So I was not able to come here on Monday, but I do want to address something so freaking powerful. I hear this a lot from clients. I need to work on my vulnerability. I need to work on my trust. Right, I have trust issues. It wasn't feeling safe. How do I do that? I need to work on that. And every single time I want to bring this to awareness. That feels so heavy. Like when you say that, right? Like, I need to work on vulnerability. Right, I have trust issues. I need to work on opening up more. Do you realize that it's your natural state? You were born this child that's just in awe and so excited about the world and be like, I want this, wah, and like expecting things and receiving. Like so many of us are closed off to receptivity, right? That feminine energy. Whether you're a man or a woman, we have both within us. And for so many people, I was just working with someone yesterday and I could feel the whole left side just so heavy because it wasn't safe to receive because everyone else comes first and I come last. And it it's your natural state. So we go into this, right, I need to work on this. I need to learn this is something that again, I need to work on this. Like that feels burdening, right? And it's not like that at all. And this is what I want to bring in here. That when you tune in to your natural state, and there's just so many ways of doing that, right? Because when I'm asked what is the best practice, it's like, I mean, you kind of got to work on several levels, right? It's like when you're getting anything done, really, it's like asking if you're making a soup. I was just thinking of I have no examples right now. When you're thinking you're making let's say a soup, it's like, ooh, how much of the spice should I add? Or what would make the soup perfect? It's like, I mean, it's not just one spice, it's several things that have to be considered to make this perfect, sorry, to make this perfect soup. Um, I wasn't saying sorry to the microphone, I was saying sorry to the sound. Um, and so this is the same thing within our work. It's like, yes, there is this, for example, coming into the meditative state, focusing on your essence, coming into this observer seat, right? Instead of identifying with the stories, coming into the observer seat and understanding, oh, I get to observe and I'm not it. And from this place, you can actually work with those energies, with your stories, with your childhood things. And honestly, the results I get, it's like people say, oh my God, here's a therapy. Don't do this. What I do in 3 months, we actually just had 2 sessions with this person. They go, oh my God, I'm showing up so powerfully in my life and so confident. I'm not afraid to express my anger, and not in a toxic way, but just anger is such a powerful emotion. It's just telling you that, okay, my boundaries have been crossed and get to express this in a healthy way. And this person's doing it for the first time in their life after 2 sessions. It's freaking incredible. And so there's so many different parts to this. So when I'm asked, well, what's the best tool? Oh, should I just meditate? It's like, well, you're not going to be able to get to it just from meditation. There's so many different parts. And that's the beauty of it. That's the juice of it, really. But understanding that even though there are parts, it's also one of the important parts is connecting to your essence. You came here trusting. You came here open. You came here ready to receive. You came here knowing that when you want something, it's yours. That's it. It's done. And you just have to open to it and create, allow for those channels and be willing to see, be at the frequency that enables you to see the channels through which that which you want is coming through. That's all. But we don't see that. We block it. We go into limitations. We choose the limitations that we've learned, that we've accepted as our own, rather than live from this essence that we are. It's just so natural. Receiving is so natural. Being vulnerable, it's like you're not vulnerable, you're available. I'm going to say that again. When you're speaking authentically, you're not being vulnerable, you're becoming available. Someone recently told me they're afraid to be manipulated. This man was saying in regards to relationships, and he was saying that, yeah, I feel like when I open my heart, I get manipulated. And I go, how can you be manipulated if you are that God life source consciousness energy itself? What are you afraid of happening? Because you cannot be affected by others. If you are in tune with yourself, I myself have had an experience of, well, there are different names for them. People call them energetic vampires. And this person was just really taking in my energy, and they knew exactly what they were doing. And I felt so drained until I realized a few hours after that experience, I was like, wait a second. I am an internal, never ending source of that love, of that energy. So how can I ever feel empty? I can't. When you realize, when you remember who you are, nothing can ever be taken away from you. You can't be manipulated because, again, you are God life source consciousness itself. You are that and never ending source of love, of everything. Only when we go into, and this is how you know, because your mind takes you into separation. Your mind takes into, oh, there's lack, or oh, those people drain my energy. If you are connecting to source, what is there to drain of? You're just a channel. It's like, take all you want, there is more. It's never ending. So it's not about protecting yourself, because it's what a lot of people do. Oh, I gotta protect myself from the negative energy. It's not about protecting yourself. It's about, are you connected enough that you just don't understand the concept of lack? That there cannot be any lack. And look, nobody's perfect. We always have our slip ups, but it's about training that. It's just like as meditation, we go into like, oh, okay, how long can I sit with my eyes closed and focusing on my breath? Oh shit, a thought came in. It's not about that. The goal of meditation is a thought came in. How fast can I bring it to awareness and come back to center? That's the same thing. It's not about how long can I stay in this abundance mindset. It's about, slipped up. How fast can I come back? And I get up, slipped up. How fast can I come back? And that's the game, and that's the fun. And then you understand that the time of you coming back, falling and coming back, they get shorter and shorter because you have the tools, because you know how your ego works, because you know its tricks. And it's not this anger against your mind, your ego. It's like, oh my God, it took me into negativity again, or oh, I went into lack or sadness or whatever. Um, it's more of a game like, oh, I see what you did there. Good one. And you bring the mind back. So it's not a struggle, it's a game, and you understand it when you don't take it seriously. And for that, again, there's so many different parts to this. So when we go into, I need to open to vulnerability or to trust, or it's like, and it feels like you have to relearn or learn something new, remembering that you don't. You actually have to let go what is in the way of it. You actually have to be willing to be free, setting that intention of like, oh, my divinity, my essence isn't that. So can I connect to that? Can I connect to who I really am and to remember? And I may be repeating myself because I'm pretty sure I said in one of the or several previous videos, the opposite of remember is not forget, as many people think. The opposite of remember is dismember. That means taken apart. And remembering is bringing to wholeness. And this is what so many teachings are about. It's like, oh, ego death. And it's like, no. Remembering is bringing everything to wholeness. Those parts of you that you deem unlovable, unacceptable, like, oh, people shouldn't see that, you get to bring it in. The parts of you that you love, that you're proud of, and they're like, oh, okay, I should play small. No, you get to bring it in. You get to bring all of it in. That is the remembering. And all of that connects you to you. All of that connects you to God, life, source, consciousness, that energy. So with this one, and the reason that this is Manifestation Monday, even though today's a Wednesday, we struggle when we want to manifest something. As Abraham Hicks says, it's like Any desire is really two thoughts. It's the desire and awareness that I'm not there yet and I don't have it. And that is holding it back. That's holding the manifestation from actually happening. And that's a struggle. It's like, oh, right, I have to be vulnerable or I have to train myself to trust again. It's like, no, just release that. It already is. Already is because that's your essence. So, so many tools that I will be sharing in the next 21 days, starting December 1st. Again, check out the link below because some of these things are actually connecting you to that. We're doing so many practices. We're doing connection to intuition. We're doing just getting so crystal clear on the mind level, connecting to the soul. Just, I can't even express it. So many amazing practices, tools, offerings every single day for 29 days until the winter solstice, because I love the winter solstice. So make the most of this opportunity. The link is below, and I hope to see you guys soon.